have a woman's voice?
What?
Do a girl. Say, hey, Black Sheep, this is, Candy Cane. just say it. You'll be amazing.
Joyride is a 2001 thriller film directed by John Dahl that found some box office success and received great reviews. Lewis Thomas, played by Paul Walker, a native of New Jersey, is at college in California. While chatting on the phone with an old high school friend named Venna, played by Leelee Sobieski, she mentions how it would be nice to head home on a road trip with him. Having a crush on her, Lewis decides on a whim to refund his airline ticket back home to New Jersey and tells Venna that he'll pick her up in Boulder, Colorado and drive her home for spring break. He uses the money from the refunded ticket to buy a 1971 Chrysler Newport and begins the ride. Speaking to his mom and dad on the phone, Lewis finds out that his estranged older brother Fuller, played by Steve Zahn, was arrested in Salt Lake City, Utah for being drunk and disorderly. Lewis decides to go 200 miles out of his way to bail his brother out of jail. While doing so, he gets stopped for a broken taillight.
My brother's in jail, and I haven't seen him in almost 5 years. So I'm driving 200 miles out of my way just to help him out. And so that U-turn, it was based on a whole, good deed scenario.
I'm also writing you up for a broken tail light.
Once he's in Salt Lake City, he bails Fuller out of jail, but Fuller unexpectedly tags along for the ride.
So, who's this friend you're picking up?
Her name is Benna. She's a friend of mine from back home.
Wait, the blinker? The girl from the Heights? The one who's like, all day long?
No, she's not like that all day. You haven't seen her in years.
Oh, okay. You're fucking her? Wow, what question's more legit than that?
Look, we're just friends, okay?
During a pit stop, Fuller has a CB radio installed in Lewis's car, and the two begin listening to truckers. Using the handle Black Sheep, Fuller gives Lewis the handle Mama's Boy, and begins talking to a creepy trucker named Rusty Nail. Fuller coaxes Lewis into pretending to be a sexy woman over the radio, pranking Rusty Nail until they lose the signal.
Hey, Black Sheep. This is Candy Cane. I've been looking for you all day.
I'm pulling over right now, and I'll see your beautiful eyes in the PM.
Candy cane, come on.
I knew it. These guys are so fucking horny.
Hey there, who's this?
Rusty Nail.
And if I were there, Rusty Nail, you know what I'd do?
Tell me.
Awesome!
I'd make you feel good.
Did I touch
No, we can't lose this guy. Go.
Later on that night, Fuller and Lewis check in at the Lone Star Motel in Table Rock, Wyoming. And Fuller has a run-in with an angry asshole motel guest named Ronald Ellinghaus, played by Kenneth White.
One more goddamn maid knocks on my door asking about towels.
Sorry, Mr. Ellinghaus, that won't happen again.
Sorry, my ass. Where's your boss? I want the real manager, the white one.
Excuse me, could I get a room for the night? And you can disturb me all you want. I love towels.
Not done here, friend.
Hey, I know that, amigo. I'm just...
Look, I haven't slept in 2 days now. You best not mess with me. You just take care of your own shit.
Upon returning to the car,
God, did you see that fat fucking guy?
Listen,
Hello, Candy Cane, are you there?
You are kidding me.
can you believe that?
Fuller decides to prank both Rusty Nail and the angry motel guest.
Tell him you want to meet up. Tell him you want to get together. You're turning in for the night. You want to see him later at the Lone Star Motel in Table Rock, room 17.
Do you just love prison so much?
We're in room 18. I mean, you saw that prick, right?
With the giant?
The prick is in room 17.
Listen, I'll be at the Lone Star Motel in Table Rock if you're interested.
Pink champagne. Tell him that you like pink champagne.
And if there's any way you could bring some pink champagne, it's my favorite.
A couple of hours later, while they're laying in their beds in the motel room, they fear something went wrong.
Hey, you
know what I think? I think someone might have gotten hurt.
No, we would have heard that.
The following morning, Lewis and Fuller find out that the police found the man from the room next door on the highway with his jaw ripped off.
Did you look out your window? Did you open your door?
No, sir.
What happened?
After you closed your door, around 10:15 p.m., you didn't see anybody else until I knocked on your door this morning.
That's right. Well, we did call the night manager because we were concerned, right?
Oh, yeah, he mentioned that. And he also said that one of you had an altercation with the victim.
What?
Ellinghouse. Ronald Ellinghouse, who was staying in room 17.
The huge guy? Yeah, I met him, but he's not the one who...
What happened to him?
It wasn't comely.
You're saying that the huge guy is the victim?
They admit everything they know and what they did to Sheriff Ritter, played by actor Jim Beaver, who rips them a new asshole.
Fuck! I'd keep you retards in custody if I thought it would help answer one of the hundreds of new questions I got. But no, all you know is his damn CB handle, and maybe he drives a truck. Do you understand the kinds of shit I got to grapple with now because of what you assholes did? You got out of jail when? Yesterday? I want you out of Wyoming before the sun goes down.
Feeling guilty enough over what happened, the police let the two brothers go, and they continue their trip.
You order 10 pizzas for your neighbor. Delivery guy gets there and your neighbor opens up with an AK-47. Is that your fault?
Yeah, maybe it is.
Fine. Be the martyr all you want.
No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to drive away from this place after what we've done.
Soon after, Rusty Nail comes across their CB once again, demanding an apology.
I need to find Candy Cane.
You need to find a highly qualified psychiatrist, not a psychologist. You're gonna need some drugs. And you're gonna have to find a damn good lawyer because the cops are all over your ass.
Hey there, Rusty Nail, you hear this? Look, that was me, all right? I'm a guy. It was just a joke.
Apologize.
Listen, you sick fuck. Pathetic, lonely, walkie-talkie, freak show motherfucker.
You're no black sheep. You really ought to get that fixed.
Get what fixed?
Your tail light.
Realizing that Rusty Nail may be following them, they head to a gas station and unsuccessfully try and contact Sheriff Ritter. Eventually, they're attacked by Rusty Nail, and Fuller and Lewis hysterically apologize to him.
I'm just playing with you, man!
Well, I was just playing with you, man.
He drives away, declaring his actions to just be a retaliatory joke. Trying to forget the terrifying events, the brothers arrive in Boulder, Colorado and pick up Venna. Not only is Lewis interested in her, but Fuller seems to take a liking to her as well, and they all go out to have some drinks before turning in at a motel.
Hello?
No, I thought you said there was no girl.
What?
He's out there! He's watching us!
Wait, Rusty Nail?
Yeah, he just called me.
When he called you on the phone?
Yeah, just now! He knew you were in here. He's watching us!
There's somebody watching us?
Yeah, he just called me.
What did he say?
He said, I thought there was no girl, and then he asked what you're doing in the other room with her, which you know is a pretty fucking excellent question.
Okay, we're getting out of here, so put on your shoes.
I already paid for this room.
Just do it!
Well, how scared am I supposed to be?
Much more than usual.
As they flee the motel, Fuller, Lewis, and Venna find themselves at the mercy of a crazy psychopath.
Midnight. Do not be 1 minute late.
No, I just gotta say, come on!
And if there's any way that you could bring a bottle of pink champagne,
What are you doing?
that's my favorite.
God damn!
Now, this film was directed by John Dahl, who had directed the well-received Wyoming set thriller called Red Rock West, starring Nicolas Cage and Dennis Hopper in 1993. I like to think that these two films take place in the same fictional movie universe. The script was written by J.J. Abrams, known for writing films including Forever Young, Gone Fishin', and Armageddon. Now, even though this film was released in October of 2001, it was actually filmed from September of 1999 until February of 2000. The movie was filmed in California, Nevada, and Utah. The original title of the movie was Squelch.
You know when a corpse can't be identified? No next of kin, no one to claim the body. What they do is they cut off all the fingers, all 10 of them, and then they cut off the jaw. They cut off the person's jaw.
The speaking voice for Rusty Nail was provided by Ted Levine, who was most famous for portraying Buffalo Bill in the hit film The Silence of the Lambs in 1991. Actor Tobey Maguire was considered for the role of Lewis. Leelee Sobieski's character ended up having two different romantic interludes, one with Steve Zahn and one with Paul Walker. Both scenes ended up being cut out of the film. In the scene where her character is tied up with Scotch tape, they actually used a strong, thick plastic film like saran wrap, which looked like tape and stuck almost like tape, but it was glueless, making its removal simple and fuss-free. This movie was known for having many alternate scenes, many deleted scenes, many different endings and different versions of the movie that were all filmed during the 2 years while the movie was in production. 3 different versions of the ending were shot, and one of them's 29 minutes long. I don't think I've ever seen a movie with so many different endings, and not just different endings, but long ones. A 30-minute alternate ending, that's like 1/3 of a movie. I actually saw this movie in theaters with my father on the Sunday following its Friday release, Sunday, October 7th, 2001. I remember the exact date because on the way home from seeing the movie, the news broke over the radio that the United States had begun military strikes against Al-Qaeda targets in Afghanistan, 3 weeks after 9/11, thus beginning the war in Afghanistan.
America strikes back. Afghanistan is pounded with bombs and missiles from the air and sea.
We are supported by the collective will of the world.
Homeland Security has stepped up to protect against retaliation, and bin Laden himself sends a videotaped threat to the American people.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
During its theatrical release, Joyride grossed a worldwide total of $36.6 million, making it a modest box office success. Critics were very favorable in their reviews of this film, and I have to concur with them. This movie is extremely entertaining. Much like I said about John Dahl's earlier Wyoming Western thriller Red Rock West, I consider Joyride what I'd call a comfort thriller. And what I mean by that is, despite being a dark movie, you can watch it on more than one occasion and enjoy it. No matter how many times I've seen it since 2001, I find it very entertaining. The acting is fantastic. Paul Walker was great, and he wound up being best remembered for the Fast and the Furious film series, the first of which was released 4 months before this film in June of 2001. Sadly, Paul Walker would perish in a fiery car crash in November of 2013 at the age of 40. Steve Zahn was really big in the early 2000s. Whether it was Joyride, Riding in Cars with Boys, Saving Silverman, Daddy Daycare, Steve Zahn was huge. I really enjoyed his acting. I like him a lot. And then he kind of settled down a bit. You didn't see him as much anymore. The same goes for Leelee Sobieski. When I was in junior high, she was all the rage. Films like Never Been Kissed, Joyride, The Glass House. She was big. And then she just kind of settled down. She got married, had a family, and she retired from acting in 2012. I really liked her. So I think for me, this movie is not just an entertaining thriller, but it is a really nostalgic throwback to my early teen years around Y2K. That time period where the 1990s were over, but it still kind of felt like the 1990s. There were a lot of good movies and stars during that time, and Joyride is a prime example of that. This movie is not that dated, especially when you're out in rural Wyoming. You don't see too many cell phones, but there are references to the internet and chat rooms, and I think it holds up pretty well, especially taking place in the desolate areas of Wyoming. I was going to give this movie a rare 9 out of 10 star rating, but I'm just going to go ahead and give it 10 out of 10 stars. It's a really good thriller, and I highly recommend that you see Joyride.